Hello, Warriors. Coach here. How's everyone doing? The big event is tomorrow, the NFP. So today's live stream is going to be about preparation, not about what positions to take into the number, because I really recommend that if you can, that you flatten out and not try and predict the number, which way the number is going to come in, weak or stronger, and what the reaction is going to be on the NFP. I'd rather react to it. Just want to update you on the NASDAQ. As I said on Tuesday, that I covered it here on Monday because I was expecting big follow through after this breakdown that, you could see it on a weekly basis. And all we did was take it out a little bit. And now we're higher on the week. We also have a reversal week to the upside in the S&Ps. And I think there's a possibility wrong under this week's lows that we're at new highs by year end, 46.5, 4,700. Caveat being we have to hold the lows that we put in early this week. And, it's very possible that we get some type of pullback here. What I'd like to see for tomorrow, and before I get started, I just want to tip my hat to Michael Venezia when we were live during his interview. Yesterday, we were talking about natural gas, and natural gas had a huge move, and he was top picking it during one of the most emotional days in nat gas. Let me pull it up here. And it was great timing. So let me just take a look at it. Natural gas, let's go with this. CFD. So here we are. Here's natural gas. And this was the high yesterday. And Michael was talking about it. You could also go check out yesterday's interview on the broadcast Mike and I do together every Tuesday, and see he was talking about that. Just one good trade like this a week and you're in pretty good shape. That was really an excellent call. Look how we diverge, and Mike doesn't even use RSI, but very nice call by Michael Venezia. It's going to pay for you to come in and learn from Michael if you're interested. He trades mainly equity and the ETFs, but he has a feel for all asset classes. I know because I've been listening and watching him for over a year now. So let's get to great trade, Michael. Nice going, man. Good morning, Patron. Surfs up, everybody. So let's get to what my plan is for after the NFP. And let's start with the dollar. So I would say I'd like to see a new high in the dollar, take this out. And, we did have a little divergence here, but way over the qualification level of 70 for it to be a better short, and still a lot of upside momentum. So it's very possible that if we get a rally above this high, which was 94.50, it's only about 30 points away on a strong number. I would be looking to fade the dollar action. US dollar yen looks similar. Okay, pretty similar scenario. I'd like to see if we could still have a journey up towards this third drive line, which is 100 pips from here. So 100 pips from here, I'm an interested seller in US dollar yen. US dollar yen is going to be my preferred short, although the dollar as well, having a little inside week this week, and kind of an inside day. It so far is an inside day. So one of the most bearish things the market could do tomorrow is take out the 94.50 high and then start to reverse. So I'll be looking for that in the dollar. As far as individual currencies, let me do a little coaching. Even though I think this will work, that we could get some type of divergence for a third drive in euro. Look at how much more relative strength the Aussie is displaying. Here's euro on the verge of making a new low. And here's Aussie on the verge of breaking out. A lot of people are calling this a head and shoulders formation. Could be. If so, we have a false breakdown, but you see how it's being bid. So if we get a nice strong number, dollar index makes a new high, the Aussie would be a great candidate for me, especially since I'm going to be looking for entries on the long side of gold. Gold is lower today too, so I'm looking for temporary top in yen, temporary bottom in euro cable, with Aussie being the preferred long because of the relative strength it's displaying. Even cable is looking better than euro, right? We're way off the lows here in cable, so even buying a break here, maybe 80 lower or so, back down here around 35.10 would be a decent area for that. But Aussie really is acting even better than cable. It's actually, probing highs from a few weeks ago. Not many currencies are doing this, so this is going to be the preferred long. Also, Aussie does correlate with metals. Some people say it's copper, some people say it's gold, but compared to what gold is doing today, and it's fighting its way back already, Aussie's holding up pretty well. I think gold, if we get a strong number and a new high in the dollar, I'd be looking around between 1740 and 1735 for some type of entry between Friday, Monday, Tuesday, risking the low, the move, give it a little tolerance and call it like 1715. So I'll be looking for lows there. Silver too, they tried to sell the silver off and it's coming off. This 22 level looks attractive to me. That's about 50 cents lower. But if we get a strong number and the dollar goes and yields pop to new highs, which looks like it wants to do up here, I think those setups will occur. So those are the main ideas I have. And then if the number comes in weaker than expected, I'm not going to, fade dollar weakness and look to buy the dollar on weakness. I'm set up for looking for the dollar to make a new high. Possibly the yen makes a new high as well. And then look to fade it in the next 3 trading days. It doesn't have to be tomorrow. Okay, it could be tomorrow. You're always ready, you're prepped. To me, it's the area more than the day. And my idea is with this so far inside week in the end, that if we finish up here with an inside week, we could have the outside week next week. And the dollar, of course, we need to take out this level up here, which almost had a confirmed high. So looking for new highs in the dollar. There are a lot of bulls in the dollar. And if you go back to January, the whole market came in bearish a dollar at the beginning of the year. And that was a positioning and they were way wrong. Okay. Because what did the dollar do from the beginning of the year? Well, here's the beginning of the year. So all the dollar bears, I'm sure most of them have been shaken out. Now you have the opposite setup with the whole market being very long dollars. So I'm not talking about dollar crash. I'm talking about dollar pullback, maybe as deep as 91. And I think that's what it's going to take for the call for new highs in the S&Ps to take place. It's not going to do it with the dollar blowing off to the upside. That's going to be, pressure on the multinational corporations that do a lot of business overseas. That strong dollar doesn't really help them out, doesn't give them a competitive advantage. And that's why we have that race to the base that's been going on for several years. I just do want to touch upon what's happening here in the oil market, which is, kind of a little different than we've seen in a while. We actually had some type of high, you know, if the dollar weakens, we could have one more, but I'd be careful with energy longs. Everyone loves energy now. Perhaps you get one more high up towards 81, but this has been a, you know, very long-term move up in the oil, and it's very possible that we could have some peak and, you know, maybe bring it back to the 71 area before we launch again. So I wanted to prep everyone for this. Um, let's just go over it one more time. And here's your euro. See if we could get one more shot down in the euro. See how we're starting to diverge, but this is under 30. So we'll see what happens if we could get one more low. But the Aussie is actually really acting good, and that's my preferred long. And then let's see what the yen could do if we could push the yen back above this high and this high to set up some type of shorting opportunity, either tomorrow or by Tuesday. If we're up near the 112.60 level, that would be a short for me. Okay, and keep an eye on the gold. Maybe another $15 lower, because my view on the gold now is normally Edwards and McGee would define this formation in gold as a descending triangle. It would be elected on closes back under 1681. You know, that's going to take it down to 1400, because, you know, it's a $400 formation, so that could take it under 1500. My bet is, at least for now, that we're going to break out to the upside and into year end. If I'm right about risk on into year end, I think gold could be one of the star performers. If S&Ps and NASDAQ make a new high into year end, I think gold's going to be one of the better groups to be in. And if you're not a futures trader and you want to take a look at what's happening here in the gold shares, there's the ETF. GDX is having a pretty good week. Here's the action. You know, it's acting like maybe it already bottomed, but if we get one more break, I'm a buyer there. So here's Yamana Gold. One more break, I'd be a buyer here. And look at all the divergence you're getting in Newmont here. So, you know, Newmont best of breed, as Mike Venezia would say. Really getting a lot of nice divergences on multiple time frames. I would not be short the gold shares, and I'd be looking for buys in the shares as well. We are getting a little rejection in Bitcoin. Got very close to making new highs, you know, this 5,900 level. Amazing. I can't short it yet. I'm not sure we're going to make new highs. The old highs being up here in Ethereum. I don't think we're going to make new highs on this trip. And in Bitcoin, I don't think we're going to make new highs on this trip, which is up near 60. We may get close, but I'd be looking for some type of top. Also, you know, there is a rational argument that a lot of the safe haven money that normally in years past, before crypto became a viable asset class, a lot of the money flow has been going into crypto instead of precious metals. So they at times move opposite to each other. So if we're going to get a high in Bitcoin and we're going to break pretty hard from here, and it's still a failing rally, and maybe we pull back to support here, back into the $30,000 range, that gold might be where money flows with crypto under pressure. So remember, don't be afraid of missing a trade. No FOMO. And the best way to avoid impulse trading and FOMO is to have a plan. And just to review the plan one more time, looking to buy breaks in gold. It's already coming back here. So I figure let's just do a quick range. That was 1767, 17. It's going to give you about 1733. So that would be a pretty tight risk trade if we pulled back to here and then you risk the lows that we put in last week. Similar situation, silver's already bouncing back quite dramatically. I'd look at this 22, about 50 cents lower. And then we're also talking about perhaps a shorting opportunity in the dollar if we do head up one more time. The only other scenario is that this is a failing rally and this is like an A, a B, lower high, and then we get a C. Either way, it looks like, you know, we could get some type of downside action in the dollar, either making a new high and then reversing or just rolling over from here. You know, the big number is going to be this breakout at 93.5, right? So 93.5 and 4.5 is going to give you at least 92.5. So looking for a turn in the dollar, looking to sell dollar strength, and that would mean risk on and higher metal prices. So looking to buy weakness in precious metals. I think that's going to be a nice trade going into year end. So I really hope that these broadcasts and live streams are adding value to what you're attempting to accomplish as a trader. I invite everyone to join us in main chat at www.tradegatehub.com. And remember, don't react right away to the NFP. Give it some time, because people who buy headlines today sell newspapers tomorrow. So looking to fade dollar strength tomorrow. Good hunting, everybody. And thank you very much for your attention, and appreciate it if you give this video a like and subscribe. And if you have any comments or questions, feel free to leave them there. Check into www.tradegatehub.com, where our mission is to build up and edify traders every day. And don't forget, don't just count your pips, count your blessings. Good hunting after, not into, after the NFP. All right, everyone. Adios.